Oh, it's fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Reusse Unchained.
Well, Patrick, we see J.J. McCarthy for 8 quarters, 7 of them bad, 1 of them good, and now we won't see him for probably 3 games. That's not a great start for the Vikings quarterback.
I don't think they're terribly sad about this either. I mean, they haven't jumped into the idea of rehabbing him and perhaps getting him out there fairly soon. I think after the abomination Sunday night, they realize that he needs a little more time. Now, whether Wentz is ready to play or not is another question. But I think everyone was rattled by what took place Sunday night, and I am giving the guy an excuse for a chaotic week, to say the least. Having a baby and all that stuff, but. He didn't know what the hell he was doing the other night. Did you see the chart of where he never throws the ball to the left? He throws the ball to his
Yeah.
arm side like 80% of the time. He doesn't see that side of the field. That was my impression. Is that there's he's just he looked at the rush, not at the receivers, is what I thought I saw happening there. And now it was a pretty good rush, I'll say that, but. We were none of the mobility that we have seen has been that we were told about has been seen, because he's just running right into piles. And I would say the quarterback sneak when he fumbled the ball, trying to get the handoff, showed just how rattled he was by everything that was going on. That his level of concentration was nil, and I the sprained ankle supposedly came in the third quarter, or sometime in the
Yeah,
third quarter.
he definitely did turn it, but I get your point.
It was turned. I just, I got a hunch that if he'd been playing well, we'd be talking about. Well, I wonder if they can get him. I wonder if he can get. I wonder if he'd be ready to go Sunday. I think that I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think there are any. I don't think they're sad about this, because Jefferson. I would have liked to known what was really on Justin Jefferson's mind about the middle of the fourth quarter, when he's sitting over there on the bench saying, "What is going on here?" He is not a guy that should be catching 2 passes, right? And one
No.
basically. I mean, that route he ran on the 50-yarder before the end of the half that allowed him to kick the field goal was unbelievable. He undressed everybody, but the only reason it worked is for the Atlanta decided to play prevent for about the only time all night. Right? They didn't. They were going to keep him in front of him and run out the clock, and they gave him a chance to get open, and that was fabulous. But man, he's got to be. It's this has got to be a real mess out there right now, and we'll see. Wentz. Why has Wentz only started 2 games in 2 years? Was it just that he was a backup both times? He only got hurt. He didn't
Yeah,
get
because
hurt.
it was the Rams and Chiefs. I think he started the last game of last year
With
because the
the
Chiefs rested
yeah,
Mahomes.
yeah, right. That was it. So it is ridiculous to me that the best job he could get last year was a backup at a place where he knew he wasn't going to play. I mean, that's kind of weird. What happened with him is kind of weird. He's kind of a weird dude too. They all tell me. Dennis now had a thing about him fishing, and he's a very religious guy, but. Not some of my contacts up in Fargo say he's not beloved up there with because he hasn't been the old rah 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 guy for the Bison since he left. So anyway, but we'll see. He's a hell. I mean, he's an athlete. He's a big, strong fella.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. Did you see any of them out there throwing it around? And when he was after he signed, how did he look in
No,
practice?
because he signed it. He signed like right before the final cut, so we were done with access to the practices.
Oh, okay. And
So
and he
no,
was not around when they had the scrimmages then, so or it
no, that
wasn't
was Sam
around for
Howell.
anything. It wasn't around for anything. So uh, where did the guy that they thought was going to be the backup? Where did they end up trading him? Where did he go?
Howell, Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia. So
Yeah.
he's sitting there waiting for Hurt, huh? Hurt. So anyway, it was quite an evening. Not a lot of booze, though, right? Huh? A little at the late in the fourth quarter, maybe, but mostly stunned disbelief. Was that what it was?
Well, and they were at the
Man,
start of the game. They were so into it. Like
yeah,
the first two Atlanta drives, which I think they got field goals on, they would have gotten touchdowns if not for that crowd. Penix couldn't
yeah.
hear. They took delay of games. They had a false start. Like
Oh, yeah.
they got into the red zone on that first drive, which was they moved down the field easily. But once they got in the red zone, they couldn't operate.
Considering the running game they had, I was not that impressed with Penix either. I think he could have gotten a lot more out of the opportunities they had. I thought he was just okay at best. I got to think Kirk Cousins is sitting over there on the sideline saying, "I'm not playing, and these two guys are. What?
Oh well,
What
what
is
was
going
Kirk
on?"
thinking watching the Vikings offense?
Oh
That's
yeah,
a great question.
he had to think. He had to think. Really, they got upset with me once in a while. Have you seen this? It was, I don't know. It's, all I can say is, in all his time here, and as upset as we were with him, Christian Ponder never played as poorly as J.J. McCarthy did Sunday. That was one of the worst performances a Viking quarterback has ever had, in my opinion.
Oh well, yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they couldn't do anything.
no, no, I know we'll find out now. Is that Atlanta defense some absolute machine or something? And the other, of course, the other thing that happened is the wondrous comeback against the Bears on the previous Monday lost a
Yes.
little of its luster when they gave up 52. But man alive. I gotta say, my Lions are not gonna be that good. Prediction might have blew up a little bit too.
Yeah, but here's
Whatever.
my question then: how bad are the Bears? And to your point, how much does the Vikings' narrow win now not look impressive? And the Bears
Yeah.
might just be, defensively might just be terrible. I mean, like
Yes.
50 points.
Yes, and it's the assumptions that the TV guys make, and I'm not talking about the booth. I'm talking about the experts, the Schefters, and these guys. That wow, they have stolen Ben Johnson away from the Lions now, and not okay. I think he was a good coordinator there. He did what the coach wanted him to do, but this assumption that they have this wonderful upgrade in head coaching at the Bears because they got this kind of boring when you watch him, kind of boring assistant uh, coach to come in. Those guys, they're always a crapshoot. The assistants, some of them, what is it? What's the success rate? 30%. And there's every year. These are the six hot products, right? Because their teams had decent seasons, and they're gonna. And the NFL has gotten so smart that they'd rather go hire the hot assistant than actually go get a coach with a big background who's going to cost them a hell of a lot more money. So but yeah, I mean, he is when he's sitting, when he's calling plays, you're kind of impressed with him. When you see him doing a sideline interview or a post game interview, Ben Johnson, not nearly as impressive.
That's the
So
thing. Yeah, it's a totally
yeah,
different world.
yes,
You're now in charge of everything.
yeah, and O'Connell did a great job of coming in and taking over. He was the right hire. I don't have any doubt about that. But this guy, that doesn't mean they're all going to be that way. They're just because and Aaron Glenn. He ain't ripping it up either. So you lose both coordinators. You know what you do? You hire two new ones. It's still the players, and somebody that's got to be organized. And the 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 Lions brought in some old timer, right, that run the offense now. Some guy who's been around forever, and
John Morton, I think he was with the
yeah,
Lions. I think he might have been with Peyton in Denver last year.
yeah, and he's kicked around a lot, but sit up there, look at the plays, and call them.
Well,
So.
here's my question now in the division, aside from the Lions, how good are the Packers and how bad are the Bears?
Yeah, the Packers didn't look good offensively at all the first week, right? They just kind of did it with defense, but oof, that was quite a performance with this time. And if Jordan Love's going to be that good, Packers are going to be good, right? The Packers are.
Yeah, well, and Micah Parsons. I mean, if the Packers win the Super Bowl, Jerry Jones should get a place on the stage and a
Yeah,
ring because Micah
and
Parsons makes a significant difference. Obviously,
yes, and you got to double team him. So even if he doesn't get home, somebody else is getting home.
exactly.
It's everybody. I saw some people saying this could be their Herschel Walker trade. I said it also could be their Reggie White trade. So when
I,
he
I never
changed it.
understood that. What's the Herschel Walker parallel?
Oh, just
It
that
was
they
two
give up.
first round draft picks and a
Yeah,
player.
yeah, yeah, right. It wasn't seven, right? It wasn't.
Yeah, and the Herschel trade, though, the thing about that I think people don't get is the reason why that was such uh, um, a great trade for the Cowboys was Mike Lynn got so fooled because he thought the Cowboys were
Yes.
going to keep all those players and never execute the draft picks.
Yes, or even if he didn't think it, that's what his public stance was.
Well,
But
sure.
yes, I mean it was the stupidest trade ever, just because it gave them that option, right? But
Yes.
plus, you know, this guy is when you give this guy the money he wants, and then he has to go prove himself to Dallas, that gives him a tremendous motivation, to say the least. And I, what does he weigh? 230 max.
I got to look. I don't know, but he is not built. Yeah, no. He is.
He is a
He looks
rock.
like a safety in
Yes, he
his
does.
physical
Yeah,
stance. Looks like a
yeah.
safety
And he's
makeup.
used to getting double teamed, but if you got the other guys, and they give up Kenny Clark, who was good in the middle, but he's also been having guys chop into his knees for 8 years, and he's 29, 30 years old. So they could be awfully good, and that would be. All of a sudden, thing. But still, you look at this team. They got Cincinnati coming in without Burrow. They should, they.
Wentz against Jake Browning, just like we
Yeah,
drew it up when we all
yeah,
bought tickets to this game,
yes,
right?
right. And then you got two easy opponents over in Europe. So they win Sunday. They still got a chance to be 4-1, even though they.
That's my question, though. Let's say they do win Sunday. Let's say they are 4-1, and McCarthy can come back. What happens?
Carson Wentz keeps playing. That's what
People
happens.
were very upset. I said that might be the case.
Yes, yes. What people were up?
Well, you're
What
developing. You're supposed to be developing McCarthy. I don't disagree, but if you're,
They're supposed to be developing him, but it's a NFL season, and
yeah,
they those are precious. You only play 17 games a year.
and you're
You
not rebuilding. You're good. Like
no
you've got a
no
roster that's ready to win today, not
yes
in 2027.
you're Wiley. Yeah, if Wentz plays good, this guy ain't. He's not gonna start again. They're not gonna do that. So the Viking fans that you're hearing from are still all in on JJ. Is that right? After seeing him for 7/8 of two games be terrible.
I guess. I mean, I don't think all of them are that have that view, but of course, the people that disagree with you are the ones that tweet at you, and they're all and they said you're developing him. How can you give up on him? That's the stupidest thing I've heard. This team, I'm with you on players. I don't think Justin Jefferson is saying, you know what, let's just go back to the kid
Yeah,
no
yeah.
matter what. We got,
Justin Jefferson has 26 catches in 3 weeks. And then, we're going back to the guy who was throwing sinker balls, or fumbling snaps. Justin, just hang in there, buddy. It's it is incredible, but it tells you the mindset of fans that the guy throws 2 touchdown passes and runs for one against the Bears, and now they. Here's the problem: the fans said so many great things about him, and were so excited that they have a hard time looking at the bigger picture, which is 7/8. That's what is that? 87 and what's 8? Is that 87.5%? 87.5% of the time he was terrible, right? So let's look at that. So.
Well, and I'm sure.
But I'm not saying, Wentz might come in and be. There's got to be some reason Wentz hasn't been able to
Right.
play.
He could be terrible. Yes, you are
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, but
You are right.
But if he's good, you're not gonna you're not gonna go. If you're 5-1 with him,
Right.
and he's got a 92 quarterback rating instead of 40 or whatever the hell it was, you're not going to go back to McCarthy until you have to. You don't give away a season because you're developing. Hey, you had him sit out for a whole year with an injury, and allegedly we're developing him. And then how'd that work out? Here, by the way, here's my other thing. This is evidence that when you have a rookie quarterback, he should play in exhibition games. He should have played a half of the first one. He should have played a quarter in each of the second ones to give him some idea of how fast it was, how quick you have to make up your mind. That to me was the biggest thing. He didn't look like he was ready for the speed. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know. I
Oh,
think
he definitely didn't look like he's right. I mean, I don't know what the speed of the preseason games is. Clearly, it's probably more than practice. But no, I mean the Falcons. The first 3 quarters of the Bears game and the entire Falcons game, he looked like he was a deer in the headlights. There's
yeah.
no. That
Yeah, I
was
mean
my biggest takeaway.
he was just a not a step slow, but a second slow, in registering what was going on. And that no, I gotta think an exhibition game, at least the first one, when guys are trying to make an impression, gives you a hell of a lot better idea what the speed is than being out there practicing against the Patriots and basically having things scripted for you. I just think that having him and I think Collinsworth went off on this, or was it the guy the first week about how he's had 12 plays, or he's been on the field for
I think it
12
was
plays.
Aikman on the Monday night game. Yeah.
Yeah, 12 plays, and he thought that was stupid too. So anyway, you can get hurt. Okay, yes, but what difference does it make if you get hurt in an exhibition game or get hurt in a real game?
What makes this so interesting to me, though, is this is one where the Vikings handed McCarthy a team that was ready to win, and so there's no real to your point about like Wentz playing well. There's no wiggle room here for he's not that good, but we'll just continue to try it.
Yes, yes. Yeah, when Ponder came in, he had the advantage of being a backup to a fat old guy who couldn't play anymore. So he did. They eased him into it, and I looked up the stats, by the way. His first, his this guy's first 2 starts, McCarthy, 301 yards passing. Ponder, 455. We were into Ponder
Oh,
early, weren't we?
yeah. Well, that's the thing is people forget we weren't out on Ponder. Like it's
No,
the
it
new
took a
thing
while.
now is he was terrible from the start. We gave him. I mean, I think I gave him a year and a half because
Yeah,
you don't know.
yeah, right. Everybody, hey, he's an athlete. He's a fine
Yeah,
young gentleman, and
yeah.
so. But it's it is an interesting situation to say the least, and that's I mean football. You you watch over the weekends, the 2 weekends, and you find out why it's once again why it's the most popular thing there is because we don't know who's going to win with 2 minutes to go 80,
Well,
60% of the time. And
we've talked about this a bunch now, but and in watching again the Monday night games last night too, the other thing, Pat, that's incredible is you not only don't know who's going to win, you don't know who's going to be standing by week 3. The injuries are
yes, right.
incredible, and I'm not talking like backups. I mean, start real good players.
Oh, yeah.
And I continue to go back to why on earth they want to play eight. And I know why they want to play 18 games, but
Yeah.
why on earth they think this is good for the product or they just don't care is incredible. They really should go back to 16.
Yeah, they should. It's, I mean, it's a bloodbath, and they're what they're asking is, offensive linemen and stuff. They're asking 310-pound men to move around like they're 180. I mean, the guys they're trying to block are so damn fast and such incredible athletes, and yet you get these great big guys, and you're trying to get them to the edge to block somebody, and they're gonna pull something or twist something or do something. I mean, it is a freaking bloodbath, that's for sure. And what are the quarterbacks under the center way more now, right now? The when I've watched, so quite a few teams have the quarterback under the center about 60% of the time. It seems to me.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
maybe I'm
Yeah,
wrong. It just seems like
I'm not
it's.
sure.
I mean, that was pretty well out of the picture there for a long time, but they're putting them under center a lot more. I think I don't know what the heck's going on, but it's a brutal game. It is a brutal game, but and it's a brutal game, and it's never been more popular.
No, 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 exactly. But this is what makes it so hard to make predictions in July or August because you don't have no idea who's going to be playing, including quarterback. I mean,
Yeah,
Burrow's probably done. Burrow, the earliest he can come back, best case, is mid-December, so he's
yeah.
probably done. So now the Bengals go from Joe Burrow to Jake Browning. So that's why
Who's
it's
Jake?
impossible to make
Who's
predictions.
Jake Browning's backup? Do we know? Do
I
they
don't know,
have
but
one?
he'll probably be playing before the season's done at this rate.
Yeah, yeah. It's you know, that's that's the thing about giving quarterbacks half your cap money, man. If they get hurt, then where are you? It is it's incredible the risks that these guys are taking out there, man. It's and I to say it again, like I've always said it. Tell me before I tell you what kind of season a team's going to have. Tell me how many regulars they're going to lose
Yeah,
most
you're
of the
right.
season. They're going to lose 6 or 7 regulars. They aren't going to be very
Well,
good then. If
yep.
this is your offensive line, you stink. Okay. I mean,
And the Vikings are getting hit hard. That's the thing is I think they had pretty good injury luck last season.
They
That
had real
always
good.
catches up to you.
They had real good injury luck.
Yep.
What was with Hokinson? Why don't he had 0 catches, right, and 1 target maybe? What
What
was
did he
that?
have on Sunday? Let me see here. He's
Oh, he
done
had
very little so far. He had 3 targets and 1 catch.
1 catch. Wasn't
I don't
that?
know. He hasn't looked good so far.
I was reading a story beforehand how we expected him to be a bigger weapon than ever
Well,
this year because he was healthy and
yeah.
all.
I mean, he's now what almost 2 years clear of the knee injury. So I think there was an expectation. And your tight end for a young quarterback's usually your best friend.
Yes, yes.
So
He's a
I don't know.
he's he's making some money too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He got paid a
They
couple
gave him a pretty
training camps
good
ago.
contract.
Hmm.
They gave him a pretty good contract. So we're watching the Twins and the Yankees last night. I turned it on about the third inning. Simeon's rolling along, and you're sitting there saying, "How long is this going to last?" Lasted for 6 innings. The Yankees got 2 hits. What the heck was that? Where did that come from? That performance of Simeon just. I mean, I don't have any real read on him but that this is what do you start what's your opinion of him when the year starts next year? Is he in your rotation? Because this year you tried to do that and he failed miserably.
I know, I know. I was talking to Phil and Dex about that yesterday on our twin show too. Here's my guy as well that I think you probably pencil in, but not you don't put his name in pen. Bailey Ober, man, has been awful.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to pay him a bunch of money.
I don't, but I'm just saying
He's
I would
throwing
not be
80.
surprised if he's not in your rotation all of
I
2026.
wouldn't be surprised if he's not here. He's throwing 89. I
Oh, I
mean,
know. Yeah,
you might have deception and you might have a long reach. 89 is 89. That ain't gonna cut her.
30 home runs.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, he's the first. They've had 530 guys, of course. Now the one thing about the 30 guys is they're all pretty good, because
Yeah,
they pitched 220 innings. Bert gave up
right.
what 50? What was it? 50? Whatever it was. But yeah, this is a different kind of 30 home runs. How many innings does he have? 100 maybe? I don't know.
Not that because he's missed significant time too.
I mean, he was fabulous the first 6 weeks of the season, and since then he's if he makes it through 5 innings, it's a miracle when he comes back. So the guy pitching tonight, Zebby's pitching tonight, right? I kind of got hopes for him. I think I haven't quite decided yet, but I think there's hopes for him. But uh, but it is kind of funny that that's a bad loss for the Yankees, man. Now I think they're 5 games behind Toronto now.
They're a weird team.
Yeah, they were very hopeful of not having to play in the first round, but now they're going to. Well, they got a lot of, I mean, they got Stanton's having a great year, but if he gets on first base, it's doing the other team a favor because he runs like me now. It's unbelievable. They had him out in the outfield for a while. The other day they had him playing left field in Fenway. He damn near killed himself. Ball came and banged, and he covered up his head, and it was not good. But my about 2 weeks ago, I was watching them, and watching the lineup, and I sent out the message that if Seattle makes the playoffs, they're going to be dangerous. And now they've won what 9, 10 in a row. They're going to win that division. So they might be pretty good. It is funny though, Judd, when you look around and we got we got the Yankees here and they're announcing 22 and they might add 14 or something. But there's still towns where the Padres and the Mariners and they're filling up the stadiums though. Wrigley Field over the weekend. Now, not last night, but over the weekend, jam packed. It was unbelievable.
The Rizzo thing on Saturday was really cool. He went out and
Yeah.
sat in the bleachers and
Yes, right. And then they hit a home. Then they hit a home run
yeah.
to him. Right. They
Well,
dropped.
no, he didn't. Yeah, and he didn't catch it.
Yeah. Right. I
He
mean,
tried to barehand it, and it went off his hand into the guy right behind him.
all the fans out there that all kind of separated to give him a chance to catch it,
Yes,
and he butchered it. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places that they're packing them in still, and we aren't one of them, and that's for sure. What's going to go on here? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't
Uh,
know what they're gonna do. I
mm.
mean, are they gonna fire Rocco, or are they going to trade Joe Ryan or Pablo? I have no clue. I have no clue what they're gonna do.
And you know what? They might not either. That's I tell you one thing though. They're going to have to figure out the TV situation because I mean it could be worse next year. They might be getting a little more money, but your access, the complicated access to get to it could be worse next year. But I mean, the fact people love to whine about spending money and blah blah blah. They are making $50 million a year less with TV than they were 2 years ago. And that doesn't put them $400 million in debt or whatever they're claiming, but that's still a kick in the shins, to not have that operating revenue there, especially when you now have a very small ticket base compared to what you used to have.
That's the thing is that's the problem though by not investing and by pissing
Yes.
fans off so much. Now you're not making obviously just because of the logistics nearly as much on TV, and you've chased your fan base away. I would
Yep.
love to see what the season ticket holder base is going to be for
Yeah.
2026 because it's
Yeah.
I bet it's going to be the lowest it's ever been at Target Field.
Oh, I'm sure it is. They haven't. They used to tell us. I think about the last time they checked in, they were still claiming about 10,000. I gotta think it's half. It'll be just like those golden days well, it won't be like Met Stadium with Calvin, where they knew the name of the season ticket holders when they walked in the stadium. Hey Bill, how you doing? But it is a bad situation, and it's funny you watch a game and Woods Richardson pitches sixth grade innings, you say, and you're going, now what? Now
Oh God, it's
yeah,
terrible.
who they
It's
gonna
terrible.
nominate now? Travis Adams came in. I think he was in the eighth, and he gives two quick outs, and then he walks one guy and is trying to walk another guy to let him get back in the game, and yeah, it is a mess when you got the Fighting Lynx next door. They're heroines, and you got the Vikings always heroines, and you know Gophers, even Gophers football. I love Gopher football though. They don't play this week, so you know the media access from what I saw is zero because they don't play
Oh
this.
yeah, if they don't play, probably is
I
zero.
mean,
Yeah.
it's zero. What the hell? You're like the fourth thing in the market here at this time of year. Why aren't you out doing something? You know, I think it's fine. You go to Children's Hospital and all that stuff, but that isn't access
They got
to
to recover from that tough loss to
what's
Calpac.
going on with your
Coy Parrish
football
has to
team.
lick his wounds.
Yeah, I know, and that's why this week you should have after practice access. And Coy, how you hanging, Coy? After you went from hero to goat, it's it this I've never they work very hard only to get pub on the Big Ten Network or wherever they're getting it. They make it hard for the local. Chris Long wants to be down there, do a couple of interviews this week, right? Give you a little pub for the thing. Well, there's no access, so that's unbelievable.
All right, sir. Before
Did
we're
I
done
tell
here,
you Robert Redford died? Did you see
yeah, I
that?
saw that. Yep, 89 years old, I believe.
Yep, 89. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is a movie that you have to watch about once a year, right? To remind yourself how great it was. It was a fantastic movie. The
Hmm.
Sting was pretty good. I always thought Butch Cassidy was better, and that the Sting won Picture of the Year because they felt bad that Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid hadn't won it.
Butch
But
Cassidy was Newman and Redford, right?
yeah, Newman and Redford. It's a fantastic movie, and then the Sting was too, and then in an act of desperation they made the Sting 2, which
Oh
was
no.
not nearly as good. But hey, yes, Jim Paul and Brett Paul Valley Group of GM dealers, the Buick SUV, you've been seeing it on sports events. A lot of commercials for those Buick SUVs. They are gorgeous. They are extremely highly rated by the neutral sources for the bang for the buck you get for them. And go out there right now. There's still some 2024s. There's 2025s. Different variety of SUVs. Go straight out Cedar Avenue out there to 140th. Check it out in a lot. You can buy a car today. Low interest rates and high factory rebates, and then financial people out there that'll make it happen for you. No problem. They'll make sure they put you in a new SUV if you go out there. The Envista, very hot product right now. Go take a look at that.
Sounds good, sir. We will talk to you on Wednesday.
All righty, sir. See you.
See you, Patrick.
Bye.